Hello YouTube, this is Brandon with the Outdoor Review, and today we're going to give a quick review of Merrell's Chameleon 3 Ventilator Hiking Boot. One of the main features I was looking for in my next pair of hiking boots was comfort, and these have surpassed any expectations I had of them and any other boot that I had worn in the past. So today we're going to go over comfort, design, durability, usage, and the price. So let's get right into it. Okay, so the first category I'd like to go over is comfort. And as I'd stated before, that these boots have been the most comfortable boots I'd ever worn. Before I bought these, I went on a 7-mile round-trip hike with a pair of Danner hiking boots, and they just tore my feet up. I had blisters, my feet were just hurting. In fact, my whole body hurt, I believe, because they just were a horrible hiking boot. I kept constantly having to retie the laces. They would come untied. They offer no ankle support. And so the next day I decided I was going to go out and find a really nice pair of hiking boots, and I found these. And so after I purchased them, I went on the same 7-mile hike the very next day with these, and I was a little worried because I thought, my feet were already going to be hurting from the previous day, and these were brand new boots, not broken in, but they were comfortable right out the box. I didn't even feel there was a break-in period for them. My feet didn't hurt even though they were still sore from the previous day's hike. Went on it, did some caving halfway through. They held up perfectly fine. And I can't tell you how many hikes I've been on with these since I've had them, but any hike, anytime I've worn them, I've had no complaints. My feet have never hurt once. I've never gotten a single blister, and so overall, comfort, I give a 5-star rating for comfort. The next topic I'd like to review about this boot is the design features on it. There's not too much that sets it apart from other boots out there, but there are several things that they've incorporated into it that just makes it that much better. For one, it's Gore-Tex, so it's waterproof. I mean, you can go all the way up to where your ankle is, and the only time water's going to get in is if it spills over into the actual boot. And but other than that, you can go through streams or creeks and just not even worry about getting wet, because it does such a good job of keeping the water out. The only drawback is once water's in it, it's gonna stay there, because obviously if it's not gonna let water in, there's really nothing to let the water out. But other than that, you don't have to worry about crossing creeks or streams with these at all. The second thing that I really like, it's on other boots, but I'm glad they had it in these eyelets here for lacing up your boot. Once you put these through there, cross them over, loop them again, and you pull it tight, it's going to stay tight pretty much for the rest of your trip. I've only had to tie my laces, I think, once when I was hiking around, but other than that, they stayed tight, and it provides great support for your ankle, and you really just don't even have to worry about them. And the only time it came loose was I was crawling around in some caves on my hands and knees, and it just came loose. So that was about it. It wasn't when I was hiking or anything. And another thing you can do, once you tie your loops, you can just tuck it back in to the tongue here, so you really don't have to worry about them flopping around. One thing that I usually do is replace all of my laces with a 550 cord or paracord. I haven't done it with these yet because I'm seeing how these laces are going to hold up. So far they're really good. They're nice and thick. They fit in these material, I guess, eyelets here. They're not metal, but they fit in here really nice and tight, so when you pull your laces tight, it's going to stay that way. So that's a plus for these right now. So I'm just going to wait and see how these hold up. But other than that, I don't really have an issue. They're the proper diameter, I feel. They're not too thin. They don't cut into your hand when you pull, so that's a plus right there. And the sole, really good. jumping from rocks to rocks, or crossing streams, or even after you've crossed them and this is wet and you're trying to climb rocks. I haven't slipped once, not to say that I'm not going to, but since I've been wearing them, just excellent traction on the sole here. So that's another plus for the design of the shoe. Another category I'd like to go over is the durability. Can't say too much about these yet because I've only had them for about 6 months, but I've been on countless hikes with them and even just worn them around town. And as of right now, I can't see any real visible signs of fraying or any defects in the product. Obviously, there's no major defects so far with the performance or design of it. But what I can imagine start seeing is maybe some fraying right here. But other than that, I've been looking at it, and every time I get done hiking or wearing it out, trying to see if anything looks different or worn. And as far as I can tell, it's holding up extremely well, but I'm going to give it a little bit more time to see if anything, any of the major components start to come apart. But other than that, as of right now, it's holding up extremely well, and I have no problems so far with the durability of this hiking boot. So, okay, the next topic is usage. Obviously, the purpose of these is for hiking, but you can easily wear them around town, out, or for wherever. The only problems that I noticed when I wore them around, just going out, is it comes up really high, obviously, to provide ankle support for hiking. But if you're just wearing them around town, this you can feel it really around your ankle, and it just kind of bothered me a little bit just for everyday use. But other than that, you can easily wear this with anything, pair of jeans or some khaki cargo pants that I always wear. It just goes really well for this. So usage, you can use it for more than just hiking. It's not just a specific hiking boot. Okay, and the last category I'd like to go over would be the price. I picked these up for $149.99 at just my local sporting goods store. Another thing was the size of the boot. I usually wear a 10.5, and these are 11s. All they had was 11s in stock, and so I tried them on, walked around. I was a little reluctant to buy them at first, but they felt pretty good, so I went ahead and bought them, and I'm actually very pleased and glad that I did go 11s because I feel they fit a lot better than 10.5s would. And so just preference, I guess, right there. Try them on, see how they feel. But for me, the 11s I feel are a way better fit than the 10.5s would have been. But price wise, $150. That I feel that's very reasonable, strictly even if you don't count anything else, just based off the comfort. I've spent a little less, a little more on other boots, and the comfort just doesn't even come close to what these are. And so I would pay $150 again just based off the comfort, and all this other stuff, the design, the durability, and just the general usage of it, is just all pluses to me. Okay, so now it's time for the rating of these boots. For comfort, I give it a 5 stars, hands down. No question about it. These are the most comfortable boots I've ever worn. So I give it a full 5 stars for comfort. And design, I would give it 5 stars for the design of the boot. I have not found any flaws, and I'm very happy with what they have incorporated into it. And one thing I forgot to mention, these boots only weigh 2 pounds, 8 ounces roughly, so they're pretty light. So 5 stars for that. And durability, can't give it a full 5 because I haven't really had them long enough for any flaws to really occur. But I'll give it a 4 star just because I've only had them for about 6 months. Nothing has gone wrong, but I'm still putting these through the test and seeing how they hold up. But 4 stars for durability right now. Usage-wise, for me personally, 5 stars. Obviously, hiking it's just way up there for me. But just even as a daily shoe or boot to wear around, I'll wear this 3 or 4 times a week, no problem. So usage wise is a 5-star as well. Price for me, I want to give it a 4-star. I don't want to say it could be cheaper because I don't want that to affect the quality of the boot, but I don't really want to say it should be more expensive because I feel $150 is just, for me, the perfect price for what you get in this boot. So yeah, overall for the price, I'd give it about a 4-star. Okay, so that does it for my review of Merrell's Chameleon 3 Ventilator Hiking Boot. If there's anything I didn't go over or any questions that you may have, you can just leave it in the comments down below, and I will address that as soon as possible. But other than that, thank you for watching.